Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a story time for you, and this is the first story time on my channel, so it's kind of exciting, but it's going to be about my paranormal experiences, so yeah. Okay, so when I was in grade 5, I lived in this apartment building, and it wasn't like an apartment building where you have where they have a bunch of rooms and elevators and stuff. It was just like a three apartment how do I explain this? It was like a three apartment building, if that makes sense. It was like the top and then the main and then the basement. That's basically what it was. And so I lived on the top, and there was this white balcony on the outside, and there was like a door that led to it. And me and my best friend and my 3 cousins were all sitting on the grass playing a game, and I looked up. I think we were playing like Truth or Dare or something. Yeah, like most grade 5s do. But while we were playing, I looked up to the balcony, and the balcony, it was like, it wrapped around like this, so it was like kind of like a squared type rectangular thing, and it had white bars, that was like, yeah, it was like white bars, and I looked up at the balcony, and I saw this like black shadow of a man, like I'm not even joking, okay, I saw this black shadow of a man, and he was like hunchbacked. He was just like walking back and forth on the balcony, and I like freaked out, and they didn't know why I was freaking out, and they're like, "What are you doing?" Yeah, like, you don't see what I saw on the balcony? Like, why are you asking me why I'm freaking out? I just saw something crazy on the balcony, like, what? That was the first one, and the second one was, okay, well, I was still in grade 5 in the second one, and I woke up in the middle of the night. It was like really late. It was probably around like 3 o'clock, but I'm not really sure what time it was, because I don't wake up when I'm in grade 5 and go check the time, because I don't tell the future. I couldn't know that I was gonna do a story time on this, like, but anyway, so I woke up, and I left my room, and I went into my mom's room, and I was trying to wake her up, and she wouldn't wake up because she is such a deep sleeper, but she wouldn't wake up. And then I heard footsteps coming from the hallway, and her room is like, where we lived, it was like you would walk in, and then it was like the living room, and then the dining room, and then so it was like the door, and then the living room, and the balcony was off the living room at the back, and then there would be the dining room and then the kitchen over to the right, and then from the dining room ahead there was a door that led to the hallway, and the hallway, at the end of the hallway, there was my mom's room, and then there was another room beside my mom's room, and then the bathroom, and then directly across from the bathroom was my room. And so I heard footsteps coming from the hallway, and we were the only ones in the house. I was the only one awake. My mom was sleeping. My sister was a baby at the time, so she was in her crib in her room. She can't really walk. And so I was like, I turned my head like this to stare at, I was like staring directly at the door, because the door was wide open. And it was like, okay, like, if you open a door and it's open, and then you can see like the, what are they called? I'll show you. The door is open like this. It was like, she was like right here. I saw her as soon as she was like right here. And so yeah, so I saw her as soon as she was right there, and it's like she knew I was in there, because she was like, as soon as I could see any part of her, she was staring at me. She was just like this. Like, he's sitting like this. She was like this the whole time, just staring at me. And she would keep her head like that, and she would walk. Literally, she was staring at me the whole time like that, and what she did was she left from the door frame, staring at me like that, and she started walking straight ahead, and then she got to the point where she would turn, and she didn't like move her head so it was in front of her so she see where she was going. It was more like she took her body while her head was turned like this and turned her whole body around with her feet like this, basically. She was like this. And then just kept walking like that. And so her head was turned the whole time, staring at me. And she got to, my mom had this like black stand-up fan at like, not the very end, like not like the end of her bed, but it was like at the end of her bed, but all like beside kind of. And she went and she was staying behind the fan. And when she got to behind the fan and she turned her body to face me from behind the fan, her head was straight facing me, and she was just staring at me like this. Like dead, straight, serious face, just staring. And it was so creepy to me because I couldn't wake my mom up, and it was just so scary. I was so scared. I was terrified. Like, you have no idea how scared I was, okay? Like, I can't even explain how scared I was. But, so she's just staring at me, and I'm trying to wake my mom up. I'm, like, moving my mom, trying to wake her up, and then I'd look back, and she's still there, and she's still staring at me. And then I was moving my mom, like, and then I'd look at her, and then I'd just keep doing that. I'd just be like, the whole time. And my mom finally woke up, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, there's a little girl, she's right there. And this girl, she looked like she was like 10 years old. I distinctly remember her. She looked like a real person. Like, she wasn't see-through or anything like that. She was like a solid real person. Like, if I'm talking to you and you're in front of me, and we're having a full-on conversation outside or at school or something, that's what she looked like. She was like real. And so my mom's like, okay, so, sorry about that, I have to go see something, but, so, my mom's like, there's no one there, and I'm like, yes there is, she's right there, and she looked like she was like 10, okay, and I remember, she had blonde hair that came to about, like, around here. She had blue eyes, she was white, and she was wearing a pink t-shirt, blue jeans, and white running shoes. And Mom's like, there's no one there. I'm like, yes there is, she's standing right behind your fan. Mom's like, Sandra, there's no one there. Go back to your room and go to sleep, it's okay. And I said, okay, and then as soon as I said okay, she left the room, like she walked out of the room, and as soon as she got to the hallway, I didn't hear any more footsteps, and she was gone, and I never saw her ever again. And it was just really scary, but I went back to my room and went to sleep, and I never saw her again. And then another time, I was in my house, like this is that same apartment building, but I was in there alone, and like my mom and sister were downstairs at our friend's house because they lived downstairs from us, and I was in the house watching TV. For some reason I was watching TV in the dark. Like, I had no lights on. Like, why was I in the house by myself watching TV in the dark? That's my question, because I don't know. And the hallway door was like open. Like, it wasn't like closed fully, but it wasn't open fully. It was like kind of half and half, so you could like see down the hall. You could still see like down the hallway. And I was watching TV, and my eyes glanced toward the door, and all of a sudden, I see these white and black shadows passing from room to room. Like, they went from my room to the bathroom, to my sister's room, to my mom's room, and they just kept doing that. And, yeah, like, that's, like, what? Why am I seeing white and black shadows passing from room to room in my house? Like, can someone please explain to me why I saw that? But, yeah, okay, and then, other times, I would wake up in the middle of the night and hear, like, dishes being put away, but my mom was sleeping. And it was just me, my mom, and my sister. It was just us. Like, no one else lives in the house. and the doors are always locked. But why am I hearing dishes being put away? And I never got up to go see because I think I was always just a little too scared. But yeah. So, like, really though, I just don't understand. And, like, my mom never saw anything. Like, she didn't believe me. I told her the house was haunted. She didn't believe me. Nothing. She just thought I was seeing things. But, like, or my sister, as she was getting older, she would be so terrified of her room. She would run into her room, grab a toy, and then run out back into the living room. Like, she would not go in her room. Or when she was a baby and she was sleeping, she would be sleeping and then she'd just start, like, crying for no reason. Like, something was bothering her. And, yeah, it was just crazy. Or when she would get a timeout and have to go in her room, she would, like, freak out and, like, bang on the door so out like she was, like, being attacked or something. Like, it's crazy. But, so, yeah, those are those ones. And then there's one more. I was in grade 4. And, okay, so this is probably going to sound a little weird. But I was in grade 4, and I was in this, I had a bunch of friends, and we were, like, some of them, we had this, like, ghost hunting group thing that we did. And it was, like, we'd go out at lunch, and we would, like, look for clues, and just, like, it's basically like Scooby-Doo, I guess I would say, like, when they go out and they look for clues and stuff. And yeah, that's basically what we did. We just went out at lunch and we looked for clues and stuff. And one day we were outside at because the school, it was like the school and then the playground and then the grass and then the fence going all the way around the school. And so we were at the very back of the schoolyard where, like, the fence was after the grass. And we were staring out into the field across because it was, like, the road and then the field, and there was a dog park and then a splash pad in a community center and, like, a jungle gym thing for the park. And we were staring out at the field, and I am not joking you, I literally saw it was a white figure of a woman wearing a dress, and it was all white, and she wasn't, like, standing like you would normally think someone would be standing walking. She was, like, in the ground, like a shadow in the ground, but she was walking towards the school, and it was, like, this perfect white figure of a girl wearing a dress, and it was, like, one of those olden day dresses. Like, I don't know how to explain it, yeah, I don't know how to explain it, but it was, like, a dress that, like, you'd wear in, like, a long time ago, like 19 something, I don't really know, but yeah. And it was, like, she was, like, in the ground like this, like, if my bed is the ground, she was like this, just walking forward toward the school. And I'm not the only one that saw it, because all of us that were standing at the fence, we all saw the exact same thing, and we were freaking out. And what we thought it was we thought it was our, the very first principal at that school. Her name was Miss Holmes, and we, like, our grade 5 teacher told us stories about her, like, and everyone knew that, knew about her, and, like, they're all like, yeah, she haunts the school, and all this stuff, and some teachers have witnessed stuff with her, and our grade 5 teacher told us stories about, like, her when she was haunting the school and stuff, and it was just crazy, and we thought it was her, because, like, who else would it be walking towards a school wearing a dress like that? Yeah. But yeah, it was crazy, and I wasn't the only one that saw it. Like, we all saw it, and we all thought it was her. And it was crazy. Yeah. But, oh, no, one more. In the house that I live in now, actually, it was on my birthday it was my 15th birthday. And I had me, my friend, and my mom were watching movies. Like, we were up, like, all night watching movies. It was like, it was 3:30 in the morning. and we were going to sleep, and my friend had fallen asleep on the couch, and me and my mom pulled out my sister's mattress because my sister wasn't at the house. She was sleeping out somewhere. She was sleeping at my mom's friend's house. And we pulled the mattress out and got like pillows and blankets, and my friend fell asleep on the couch, so I was on the mattress and my mom was on the couch, and we had turned off the movies and everything, and my friend was sleeping, and I was all ready to go to sleep. Like, I was tired, I just wanted to go to sleep. And my mom went outside for a second, and I laid my head down on the pillow, put the blankets over top of me, and closed my eyes. And as soon as I closed my eyes, I swear to Lord Jesus, I heard a little girl's voice whisper, "Mommy." It was like earshot, okay? It was like an earshot widths away. I could hear it perfectly, and it was just like, like that. I hope you heard me. But yeah, it was like whispered "mommy." And as soon as I heard it, I like literally tore the blankets off of me as I like sat up so fast, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, I couldn't catch my breath. I was so scared for the life of me. I was so scared, and I was like looking around, and there was no one there, and my friend didn't hear it. She was still sleeping. My mom came in the house, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just heard a little girl's voice say 'mommy,' and she's like, 'Okay, just go back to sleep. I think you shouldn't be watching these movies anymore,' because we were watching we watched If I Stay, and we watched Heaven is for Real. But I don't do stuff like that. Like, movies don't make me think things. Like, I watch a scary movie. Yeah, it didn't scare me at all. Like, I have never watched one scary movie that has actually scared me. Or, you know, like, Heaven is for Real. The kid, if you've never seen it, the little boy gets sick and he goes to heaven, and then he comes back and he tells his parents, and then everyone finds out, and then it's all in the newspaper and everything, and yeah. But, like, movies like that, they don't make me think that it's, like, they don't make my mind go crazy and, like, ooh, this is gonna happen. That didn't happen. That's not why I heard it. I actually heard it. And I don't even know. Or my sister is still scared of her room. She won't go in her room unless you're with her. She won't go for a timeout, or she'll freak out. But yeah. So one night, she was sleeping in my room beside me, and, you know, some of you are probably just gonna be like, "Oh, she was just talking in her sleep," but I don't know, because, you know, I just find it weird, because she was sleeping, and I was still awake, and she was sleeping, and I literally, okay, this is her, okay? She's sleeping, and this is her. And she starts talking to someone and having a conversation with someone that is not there. Can you tell me who just sits straight up in the middle of the night while they're in a dead sleep and starts talking to someone that is not there? And I was so terrified. I couldn't even look at her. Why are you talking to someone that is not there while you're sleeping in the bed right beside me? Please tell me. It was just, yeah. And then she laid back down and went to sleep like it was nothing. And then she didn't even remember it. Like, what? But yeah. Or, oh, one night in this house still, I was sleeping with my sister in my bed again, and my mom went out for a minute, like went out to her friend's house or something, and she locked the door behind her because we were both, like, sleeping. She locked the door behind her, and all the doors in the house were locked. And the next day, I went out with my dad, and when I got back home, my mom was like, "Sandra," I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Did you lock the door behind me when I left last night?" I'm like, "I was sleeping when you left, so you locked the door." She's like, "Okay, I just wanted to make sure, because I thought I locked the door, but the neighbors told me that last night around 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning, the door was unlocked and wide open." I'm sorry, what? What? Why was our front door unlocked and wide open when it was locked when she left the house? What? Can you please tell me? Like, what? Like, I have no words. Like, why is our front door open and locked at 2:30 to 3 o'clock in the morning? Can you please tell me? Because I have no explanation for it. And I'm like, I told you, our house is haunted. I told you, you never believe me. And she's like, our house is not haunted. She still won't believe me. Even though now she believes me about the other house. But she doesn't believe me about this one. Or, what's another thing? Oh, I was babysitting my sister one time. My sister last year at this house, and she'd fallen asleep on the couch. And then she woke up, and she was awake for like 5-10 minutes. And she was just staring at... Okay, and so... so she was looking at the door with her head still on like the arm of the couch, and she said her friend's name, and I'm like, what? She's like, and then she said her friend's name again, like, let's say her friend's name's Ashley. Okay, so she's like, Ashley? And I'm like, Kayla, what? She's like, Ashley's at Mom's handle door. Her hand's on Mom's handle door. I'm like, there's no one there. She was like, yeah, Ashley's at Mom's handle door. And Ashley is her friend from school, so I'm like, but there's no one there. And she's like, yeah, Ashley's at Mom's handle door. So there must have been like someone who looked like her friend at my mom's handle door. But there was actually no one there. Like, I didn't see anyone there. So, yeah. But she was convinced there was someone there. And I'm just like, there's no one there. Like, I don't see anything. But yeah, so those are my paranormal experiences. Hope you guys like them. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so if you have not subscribed to my channel and you would like to see more videos, then go hit that subscribe button, click the like button, comment, share with your friends, subscribe, follow me on my social media, which is just my Twitter for now. It's down in, I will have it linked in the description box below. But yeah, well, I hope you enjoyed my paranormal experiences.